Welcome back, guys. Thanks for joining me for another beer review. Hope you're all well. Let me just get some stuff out of my pocket here. Right, as you can tell from the title, it's a big beer. It's a big beer. And what we are looking at is one from Goose Island. Not brewed over here. This is brewed in America. Illinois, I believe Goose Island are out of. And it's a sort of a limited edition beer. It's a barrel-aged beer. And basically it's their Bourbon County Stout, and it's their 2019 bottle, and it's in a pint bottle. And this bad boy is coming in at 15.2% ABV. Lovely embossed bottle there, really nice, and I like all the label. I believe these are all numbered as well. So there's only so many bottles. This is, I can't read it, but they all have numbers on. This is something they brew once a year. And once a year we're lucky enough to get hold of it through Perfect Draft. Though I haven't seen it. It's got to be said, I've got to say I haven't seen it for a while. Now I got hold of this. My wife bought me a box of 3. And that was in 2019. Got it for Christmas. And what was in that box was 2017 one, 2018, 2019. This is the final one now. So it's 5 years old. It's been aged, and that box was £60 for the 3. So not cheap. 20 quid. Like I say, it's not it's not mass produced, if you like. It's brewed once a year, just one batch, and I know it sells out really quick in America as well. So 20 quid a bottle. And 60 quid for the box. So there we go. That's what it is. It's a big old beer for a Thursday night, but we're going to go with it. Like I say, the other 2 are done. And I've got a lovely Bourbon County Stout glass. Hopefully it's nice and clean. It should be. Let me give it a wipe with this shirt. And don't break the glass, Baz. So yeah, we'll get this one cracked open. There's the crown. There we go. Goose Island crown. So let's get it cracked open and see what we get. I haven't, oh, there we are. There, I didn't think I'd got me decent bottle opener. I've got a cat snotting out there. So let's see what we get. Now, I'm not a massive bourbon whiskey drinker, if I'm honest. But I do like to have a go at these things. So hopefully after 5 years it would have mellowed out. They're very complex beers. I'm expecting smoky, ash, vanilla, bourbon, chocolate. I'm expecting all sorts. If I can read the label, I will show you what I get. But there is some left in the glass. Oh yeah, I can smell that already, that bourbon. Jet black in appearance. Absolutely no light getting through there. And the head has literally just disappeared, which is exactly what you'd expect from a beer of this sort of ABV. So let me get by the light. No, that's a government warning. That is about it. This doesn't actually tell you anything about it. Or it probably does. Oh, there we go. Hints are notes of vanilla, toffee, chocolate, burnt sugar, and dried fruit. So yeah, there we go. So, beer in a glass. I've done all my waffling. There we go. Yeah, it looks a bit lifeless. This is an Imperial barrel-aged stout. So yeah, let's dive in on the nose and see what we get with the nose. You get the bourbon. You get that booziness. Peaty, oaky. The bourbon, booze. Wouldn't say burnt sugar. You sort of get you certainly get a brown sugar thing. If you want to call that burnt sugar, maybe so. But I'm not really picking an awful lot up yet. I mean, I can't really swill it around. I've filled it up way too much. But I think I'll pick up more the more I go in. So let's stop sniffing. I'm not picking much up there. 2019 Bourbon County Stout from Goose Island. 15.2% in a pint bottle. Good luck, Basil. Let's dive in. Cheers, everyone. Oh, wow, that is complex. But I've got to say, I think that's the best one I've had. I think that is the best one I've had from what I can remember. Go in again. Leaves you warm already. I can feel that little bit of warmth in there. That is lovely. We'll start off with the carbonation and everything. The body, all right, it's 15.2%. You sort of kind of expect something chewy, but you don't get that. You don't get that. But you do get a nice heavy beer. It's really, really smooth. It's not weigh you down heavy, but it's like oil, let's say. It is like engine oil. Smooth and soft in the mouth. Beautiful mouthfeel. You do get the minimal, absolute minimal bit of carbonation going on in there. Like I say, super smooth. A really nice mouthfeel. Low carbonation. Now, do you get that 15.2%? That's what I'm going to say first. Initially, no. What you get is a drink that you think, my God, that is seriously dangerous. The back end, I'm going to go on about flavours in a minute, but you're bombarded with flavours at the start. The back end is where that alcohol kicks in, if you like. The bourbon, if you like, as well. The warming. I'm feeling warm now. I can feel that. Your face sort of warms up and your chest warms up. On the taste, it's so complex. It's again, I said with the others, it's one you're going to be going back in and picking things up. To start off with, it tastes like a stout. It's got that sort of typical sort of feel of a stout. I think in there, I'm getting some toffee. I'm sort of like getting a creamy toffee coming behind that sort of stout flavour. And quite a bit behind that. Not massively behind it, but I'm going to say, you know, a good few seconds after, I think you maybe do get a sweet vanilla note, maybe, but I wouldn't put me out on it. I think there's a sweetness in there that I'm going to say is vanilla, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's the toffee sort of thing going on. Very peaty. Very woody, as you would expect. I'm trying to pick up sort of like, I'm kind of thinking there's going to be sort of like an ash feel in there, an ashtray feel, if you know what I mean, the smokiness. Burnt sugar and dried fruit. Yeah, maybe a bit of burnt sugar sort of coming through now. That's maybe the sweetness, me palate adjusting. Also, maybe you could say there's a little bit of a coffee bitterness, but subtle, very subtle. There's not that typical sort of coffee bitterness that you pick up in a lot of beers. It's maybe a little bit subtle in the background. Maybe a little bit of dark treacle for me. Even maybe hints of aniseed in there as well. what it is bloody good. I know that. That is a really, really good beer. And I've got to say, I think this is the best one out of the ones I've had. And it is very, very drinkable. I think it's a good job that you sort of get that bourbon. You get that ABV sort of just showing its head at the back. Because that is seriously drinkable. That really does go down well. Dangerously well, to be fair. It's interesting. It's complex and there's lots going on. But I was sort of expecting a little bit more to be going on in there. And maybe it's just me. Dried fruits. I mean, if you are talking fruity, I mean, maybe, again now, maybe I'm just picking something up like dark fruits, like raisins, like prunes, that sort of thing. But that is way after. That is way after drinking it. It's almost like you've got to have a mouthful and literally not touch it for 5 minutes. That's the sort of things that happen with these beers. And I noticed that the last time I've done the others. And that's maybe, it doesn't punch you in the face with dark fruits. They're there subtle in the background. But I think you do have to literally have a break, pardon me, and let everything evolve round your mouth. But what do I think of it? That is an absolute banger. Normally tells you when it's bottled. Let me have a look. Brewed, barrel aged and bottled Goose Island, Chicago, Illinois. Develops in the bottle up to 5 years. So like I said, I've had this for 5 years. 2019. It normally gives you a date as well. But I can't see that. I can't see that. Oh yeah, drink. Makes you laugh. Drink by 30th of June 24. Well, there you are. I'm just in date. So it's telling me to drink it by the 30th of June. Actually has a best before date, which is just, well, ideal, isn't it, really? But yeah, I'll tell you what, I'm going to stop waffling. 13 minutes in. Bourbon County from Goose Island, and their Bourbon County Stout, I should say, from Goose Island. 2019. Fantastic beer. Fantastic beer. Bit oily in the mouth as well, it's got to be said. I mean, when, you know, if you swirl that around the glass, I mean, you can't see, but I can certainly see you get that oily residue that you get from a high ABV beer. I wouldn't say anything particularly changes by swirling it round in the glass. But yeah, great beer. Highly unlikely you're going to be able to pick that up again, one of these bottles. But if you do see it, absolutely fantastic. If you've had it before, let me know what you think. Feel free to comment. And if you do see any of these beers and you like a barrel-aged stout, give them a go. It's well worth it. A lot of money, but my word, that is a drinking experience and a half. And I'm going to say my favourite one out of the 17, 18 and 19. So that's it for this beer review. Thank you all for watching. Hope you've enjoyed it. Baz is going to go and snooze on the sofa now with this because he hasn't had no tea yet. And I will see you again in about 5 days. Thanks for watching. See you on another one. Cheers.